number one, are we making resumes? We all have good resumes to present. And our past two episodes have focused upon building great resumes. But there are certain mistakes that we are making. What are those mistakes that we should avoid? Well, we have none other than Mr. Manvender Singh, CEO at Inset, to give us these insight of all the mistakes that we should avoid in making a product management resume. Well, he has trained and groomed several thousands, in fact, I would rather say, product management managers and leaders here. So definitely, Manav, why don't you join our show and let us know what are those three mistakes that we should avoid in making a product management resume. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you, Afreen. So let's directly jump into the mistakes. So, Afreen, in the last two videos, we spoke about some of the basics of building a product management resume.
Yes.
So here we'll talk about the mistakes. The first and the biggest mistake, Afreen, I think, is not using a quantitative approach while presenting data about your past accomplishments. A
Yes.
lot of times, I see, and this is a big mistake, very big mistake to avoid at all cost, is that if you are making a product management resume, so you cannot write something like, I built a product, in the last company, etc. It should not look like a job description. It has to be measurable. What did how So you have to use something called an impact framework.
All right.
How did what you did impact a certain thing, right? So you have to use this impact framework, and you have to use numbers. For example, you launched a certain product in your current organization that boosted the revenue by 20 to 25%, and boosted the, or maybe NPS by 2 points, or
Mm-hmm.
boosted the user growth by so and so.
All
So
right.
there has to be something, you have to show some tangible numbers. So
Mhm.
numbers is very important, Afreen. Otherwise, whatever you write, I can't visualize it. Yeah.
Got it. Got
So
it.
quantitative approach is very important when you are talking about product management. Number one.
Number one.
Number two is, often a very common mistake, again, is not thinking about the target role in your mind in product management, and that's why not targeting a particular kind of product management role.
Mhm.
Let's say you are targeting technical product management role.
All
Let's say your target, so you would want to mention a more things related to tech stuff in your
right.
resume.
In your
Yeah,
resume.
that's not
Yeah.
customizing your resume, basically.
All right.
Second mistake.
All
Now
right.
let's say that you're looking at a product growth manager,
Mm-hmm.
and you have worked as a technical, as a tech person.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want to be right tech for when you're applying to a product growth manager. Show the recruiters that you are you're ready for a product growth manager kind of role,
All right. So
right?
just basically highlight the skills which actually matches the job profile that we're applying for,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely. So this is a mistake, that if Manav has done a certain kind of role, and if Manav is applying for a has done a certain kind, has a certain kind of work experience, and if Manav is applying for a certain kind of role, I need to imagine Manav in that role and then make the resume, not
Absolutely.
just write everything about my role,
All right. All right.
right? Which is very important.
Yes.
And that's why the way to solve this issue, Afreen, can I talk about that?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
is having a master resume,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then having, like, different versions of that master resume, so that you don't have to make a new resume each time.
Each time. Yeah.
Does that sound interesting,
That
idea?
sounds very interesting because I think in a resume we all want to highlight our best portion and best parts and kind of impress people, because it speaks for us before we speak to any recruiter, right? So I
Yeah.
think that's a very interesting idea, that have a master resume, and then as per your job, that role that you're applying for, we can just pick up bits and put it in our resume. And very
Yeah, and so
interesting.
what you mentioned is so true. Best, and I would add to it, best and relevant.
Relevant
Whatever is relevant. So as you said, I might have a lot of accomplishment, but are they relevant to the
to the role that we're
to
applying.
the role that I'm applying for? That's a second. Third is, not using enough, showcasing enough skills in product management, which is product management. You do UI, UX. Let's say you are a product manager focusing on, let's say, product strategy, yeah,
Right.
or some other area of product management. You need to use these keywords, which
Mhm.
some people call buzzwords as well,
Yeah.
Because if you do not use these keywords, Afreen, what happens is that companies like top product companies like, let's say, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, all, they get thousands of resumes. And
Absolutely.
recruiters do not have the time to go through each resume. It
Yes.
goes through something called ATS, application tracking system,
Okay.
where you have AI, algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
AI algorithm will even track that whether the resume has good enough keyword density or not,
Okay.
right? So what I'm not recommending is that stuff your resume with keywords from top to bottom,
Bottom.
but put those keywords at least that the computer or the AI algorithm can recognize that this is a relevant product management resume,
All
right?
right.
And
Yeah.
the HR also looks, the first level recruitment possibly is done a lot by HR,
Yeah.
and they want to see how they would usually go by the keywords, right? what
Mhm.
what they have been instructed by
Absolutely.
from the hiring manager. So they want to look at the keywords. So using keywords from top to bottom as much as possible, wherever
Absolutely.
applicable and wherever they make sense, is
Yes.
very very important, Afreen, and is a mistake I see a lot of people making. They do not use enough keywords.
Keywords. Well, that was great. I think these are some pointers that I've actually never really heard anywhere else. Especially the last two pointers have been absolutely mind blowing. So, just giving a very quick recap here,
Sure.
Manav. First is I think we should really focus on it being quantitative, right? So a number should be what should be represented in your resume rather
True.
than just lines after lines after lines of explaining your work. Second, I think it should be that we have to think about the target role that we're focusing upon, and skills should be mentioned as per your best skills and the relevant skills, right? As per
Totally.
should be mentioned. And if I say the third word, as you I think summed the point up, is buzzwords. So
Hmm.
optimal use of buzzwords must be used, not just hashtagging it all the way.
I say I use the word keywords, but yeah, some people call it buzzwords as well. I
Buzzwords.
let me put it that way, keywords.
Yes, exactly. So the buzzwords must be there, but not absolutely filled. But I think they really kind of make that crispness that we were talking about in just one few earlier episodes as well. Maintains the crispness of the resume as well, right?
Yeah.
So well, I this was really insightful, and I'd rather say enlightening for me personally. I'm sure it'll hit a chord with our audience as well. Lovely to have you here. Well, to all our audience, do remember to hit that subscribe button, to comment below, and let us know all the other interesting topics that you'd like us to discuss, in our future episodes. Well, thank you, Manav, so much for joining us. It was always a pleasure having
Thank
you.
you, Afreen, and good seeing you.